Well. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to Scap Live After Dark after Game 3 of these NBA Finals. Yet another exhilarating, crazy game. One that I certainly wasn't expecting. One that continues a series that continues to surprise me. And I honestly, I'm, as I was after game one, I am largely speechless, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised anymore at this point, because we're seeing the same script play out that we saw in the NBA Western Conference semifinals, round 2, Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver, where Denver stunned the Thunder. I guess really, I shouldn't use that word. The Thunder crapped their pants and just handed the game over to the Nuggets. And then the shockwaves, the reverberating fallout from that game-winning shot by Aaron Gordon in game 1, really was felt throughout the entirety of the remainder of that series, a series which ultimately went 7 games as the Thunder just continued to play and toy with their food. The Denver Nuggets, I see the comments. I hear you people. Scap's going to come on here and not give the Pacers any credit. You're damn right I'm not going to, because I have seen this script play out all postseason long, at least in 2 of the 4 series that these dogs have played in. The Oklahoma City Thunder, these rats, these absolute filthy rats. I am disgusted by this team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm disgusted with every player. I'm disgusted with their head coach. I'm disgusted with the alleged league MVP. We need to put a fraud alert out on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I thought when this guy stole the league MVP from Nikola Jokic this year, I really thought we were not going to have a recurrence of the Joel Embiid season in 2023, where Embiid pooped himself in those playoffs. But we're heading, look, I still don't believe it's going to happen. The Thunder are just too good. I'm telling you people, they're just too good. This has nothing to do with Pacer hate. I love the Nuggets. I came on here after every game the Nuggets won, and I walked back the importance, said, hold our horses now. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. This is not going to happen. The Nuggets simply are not good enough, not talented enough. This is more about the Thunder than it is about the Nuggets, and I'm just going to echo those same sentiments now in this series that is now 2-1, again, following the same script as that Nuggets series, because after the Thunder blew the Nuggets out in game 2, well, the scene shifted back to Denver, and Denver won game 3 to go up 2-1. This is the same damn thing that we saw in that series. So, look, the Thunder are still going to win this. I am just so totally and utterly confident. But if they don't, we can talk about what that might mean later on here. If they don't, it would be one of the biggest choke jobs in NBA history. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander literally should have to turn back in that league MVP award as far as I'm concerned. He should, no. Shai should have to, if they get eliminated or if they lose this series, the final game, whether it's home or away, Shai should have to board a plane, fly to Serbia, and hand deliver this MVP to Nikola Jokic. What bummish antics by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this game, and quite frankly, the entire Oklahoma City Thunder, though the Thunder didn't play all that badly. Looking at least the starting lineup, you had Shai with his 24 points. Look, he played He was He was okay in this game. 24 points on 9 of 20, 4 assists though, and 6 turnovers, a -3 on the game for league MVP SGA against the Indiana Pacers, who again, the 13th rated SRS team in the regular season this year, whereas the Oklahoma City Thunder are the number 1 rated SRS team in NBA history. That is the ask that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been presented with. That is not a particularly challenging lift, just like none of this postseason has been. They played the 8th seed in the Memphis Grizzlies, who fired their coach like a month or 2 before the playoffs began. They then played the 4 seed in the Denver Nuggets in the second round, who fired their coach a week before these playoffs started. They then played the 6-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves before getting the 4-seeded Indiana Pacers from a conference in the East that had, a historical Boston Celtics team trying to defend their championship from last year, a 60-plus win, 64-win, or 61-win Boston Celtics team this year. There was also a 64-win Cleveland Cavaliers team in the East. They don't get either of that. They don't get the Knicks. They don't get, a great Giannis Antetokounmpo-led team or anything like that. They get the Indiana Pacers, and it's now 2-1. This is pitiful. This is very reminiscent, in my estimation, of that 2014, 2015 series with the the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James, without basically all of his top players in that series, and a young Golden State Warriors team. That team was down somehow 2-1 in that NBA Finals series. It took them way longer to win that series than it should have. But again, should we be surprised by this? Should this come as any surprise after what we saw in that Denver Nuggets series? They're just repeating the script. Kudos to the Denver Nuggets for taking advantage, for being willing participants in the Thunder's GAG job, and kudos to the Indiana Pacers for doing the same thing. But I'm just looking at, again, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and unpacking him tonight. 9 of 20 for 24 points. But Jalen Williams, who gets routinely discredited, disparaged, and undercounted, I think, primarily because dating back last year in their second round defeat against the Dallas Mavericks. Look, he vanished. There's no doubt about it. He wasn't ready for that. He's like 23 years old. So I think that was to be expected. He has had down games in this NBA postseason, but this is an all-NBA third team selection this year. He's all NBA defense. He's an all-star. And he scored 26 points tonight on 9 of 17. You also had Chet Holmgren drop 20 and 10 tonight. Dort, 12 points to round out. Casey Wallace got to start tonight, did not do much. I still am baffled by the substitutions, by the game plan on that front by Mark Daigneault, last year's coach of the year. He's absolutely throwing up all over himself as well right now. I think the big story, obviously, of this game is the bench. Unbelievable. I think the Thunder have been touted as the best bench in the NBA. I think they are just that. You can make a case, certainly in the regular season, that they were just that. They were stellar throughout the Western Conference playoffs as well. They obviously got soundly destroyed in this game. The Pacers drop like nearly 50 points off the bench. I'm trying to do the quick math here. 37, like 27 from Mathurin alone. You got 10 from McConnell as well. This is literally like nearly 50 points off the bench. Definitely outplaying the Thunder bench. But you have three starters in the 20s from the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the thing I continually harp on. To me, the Thunder have the best, deepest team in the NBA, but they also have arguably the best big three in the NBA. Tonight, their big three was big. This was a winnable game. They're up at the end of the third quarter. They got absolutely worked in the fourth, 32-18. I think they were up by 4 at the end of the third. I have to go back and check that out. But either way, this is a highly winnable game that you have here. If you're in a close game, they did have a lead. I don't know, some small amount of points at the end of the third. Get absolutely blown to pieces in the fourth. 32-18. I'm sorry. This is on the league MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I think that, again, this is a series ultimately that when the Thunder stop fooling around and playing with their food like they did against the Denver Nuggets, that they will somehow scrape out a victory. Probably it looks like now at this point, 6 or 7 games, probably because of these pathetic showings in 2 of the first 3 by the Oklahoma City Thunder. But they will eventually win this series when they feel like playing hard for 48 straight minutes. If they don't, though, oh my. If they don't, a team with, again, an absolutely loaded starting lineup, arguably the best big three in the sport, a team that goes 10 legitimate deep. That was the number one rated bench in the regular season. Again, the number one SRS team in league history, the number one team in net differential in league history. If they find a way to blow this championship run against the field that they have seen, and what substantial, overwhelming favorites they are. They've been significant favorites in each single game they've played. They were overwhelming favorites other than Boston to win the championship. They were overwhelming favorites in this series against the Indiana Pacers, and they have been favored in every single game they have played in this postseason run by like a lot. This was the shortest line they've seen all postseason. It was 5.5 on the road in the NBA Finals. Dogs. These Thunder are rats, absolute rat scumbags. Like I am so sickened and thoroughly nauseated by the talent on this team and the fact that they're doing this. And yes, some of it likely is a little bit of jealousy. Give Nikola Jokic this roster. Substitute this scam fraud MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, for Nikola Jokic on this roster and see what happens. This is unbelievable. It's just unacceptable. 24 points on 9 of 20 in a game they led it in the fourth and get outscored by 14 to fall down 2-1. I am beside myself. I am disgusted again. Anytime I come on here and the Thunder aren't beating teams by 20 or 30, I am thoroughly disgusted because that is what the talent discrepancy is of this team, particularly in this series. So to all of you people saying that I'm not giving the Pacers any credit, you're damn right I'm not, because this is all about the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you know what? The Pacers could win 2 more games, and I'm still not going to give them any credit because it will all be about the Oklahoma City Thunder and a historic, epic GAG job for the ages, which will, to me, go right up there with the biggest choke jobs ever laid down in the history of the NBA. It will be Miami Heat level, the 2011 Miami Heat throw-up sesh by LeBron James. That is what, in fact, if we're even saying, I think this would be team-wise a bigger choke job than that, much bigger in my estimation. Individually, though, for LeBron, it's the biggest individual choke job in my estimation in sports history. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will wear that. If he does not find a way to win this series, to win 2 or 3 more games the rest of the way, SGA will wear that, and it will completely invalidate this cheap, chintzy, undeserving league MVP that he fraudulently won because of the narratives that the media started percolating around basically from the beginning of the season on, which was literally anybody but Nikola Jokic to win this year. Seriously, give Nikola Jokic his team. Please, give it. Swap them. Go SGA for Nikola Jokic head-to-head. The Nuggets lose in the first round of the playoffs, if even making the playoffs. And the Thunder aren't screwing around with these teams like this anymore. In fact, this series is already over probably, or what? I guess not, because game 4 wouldn't be till Friday. It would be over on Friday if that were the case. I am absolutely at a loss here. I am beside myself. Welcome in to all of you. We got about 800 people here in the lounge tonight, the Skap Live After Dark Lounge. So welcome to all of you guys. I see we already have like 14 super chats queued up here in 14 minutes. So many thanks to all of you guys who've showed up at the very infancy of this live stream and supporting us like you guys always do and sponsoring us. I appreciate the hell out of you as always. Welcome in to moderator Gary is, of course, as always in the house. Gary, I'm going to turn it over to you for your thoughts real quick. Just one more thing. The Oklahoma City Thunder, typically a team that thrive off of turnovers, creating them and then the resultant points off of them. Tonight, it was the Pacers. I can't believe that the Pacers defense is doing this by and large. Now, I mean, not like it's a tremendous performance, but still 107 points. And look, the Nuggets did this too somehow. The Nuggets, a middling, mediocre defense. I think both of them about middle tier. I think the Nuggets were like the 17th or 18th rated defense in the regular season. The Pacers were like 15th or 16th. Middling defenses holding this team 107 points. The Thunder like 120 point per game team in the regular season. But tonight it was the Indiana Pacers that were thriving and living off of turnovers. I believe it was 19 turnovers, which resulted in 21 points for the Indiana Pacers. And again, league MVP SGA with 6 of the turnovers. That would be a team high, to only 4 assists. And again, Nikola Jokic was getting absolutely crushed throughout his series against the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you recall, because of his high turnover numbers in some of those games. Yeah, but he's playing a historically all-time great defense, not the 16th rated defense in this year's regular season. SGA is choking his face off right now. I don't even know choking his guts out. This guy, I am literally beside myself at this game. Anyway, Gary, welcome into you. What say you, Gary? I'm sure that the chat right now is ablaze with people talking their Pacer shit, ready to go with all in the I told you so department again. And more than likely, Lester's banana is just beside himself in that chat. I'm sure probably thinking of all kinds of overly sexualized things that he can request that we do with bananas. Gary, welcome in.
I just want to welcome all of my Indiana Pacer friends back in. I missed you after game 2. Where were you? I think we may have capped out at like 250 people after game 2. Right now we're at 750 people. So we've got triple the audience here. So I just want to ask you guys, where were you after game 2? Just curious. And by the way, I'm not moved at all. OKC's going to win this series, but I'm asking my Pacers fans, where were you game 2? Why are you here now and you weren't here game 2? I told you to end of game 1. I want you to be back in game 2 with the same energy, but it was practically a ghost town. So I'm asking, why do you show up when the Pacers win and then you hide when the Pacers lose? What does that say about your character? I said that the Cavaliers, when they were down to the Pacers 3-1, Jay, do you remember? I said Cavaliers are going to, if they're healthy, they're going to come back and win this series. Then they lost the next game. You know what? I was here. I didn't go running. When the Pacers won game 1. I'm here when the Pacers win game 3. So what does that say about me? And what does that say about you when you run and hide? So after game 4, when the Pacers lose and the series is tied 2-2, where are you guys going to be? Why do you run away when your team loses? Are you sure that you are not all closet LeBron fans? Because that is what LeBron does. He doesn't show up when he loses, and then he wants to boast when he wins. So are you guys secretly LeBron fans? Because you're surely not acting into the Mamba mentality that we like to promote on this channel. What says you, Scap?
Well, Gary, I'm just still really, I don't really care about look, I get it. Look, I'm a perpetual pessimist. I wouldn't even say pessimist. Most people think of me as a pessimist. Look, I'm an optimist or a realist, I should say. I'm certainly not an optimist. I'm a realist. I typically just say it the way it is. I live, though, in a perpetual state, I've gone through this before, of hopelessness, because I try to set the bar very low, because then I cannot be, disappointed or have my heart broken if things do not go my way. So, but most people, look, it's human nature. They show up when things are going well for them. They don't show up when things are going poorly. I'm just still trying to wrap my head around this. The reason I don't really criticize other greats that have gone against this Thunder team and struggled, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, is because, again, I keep talking about what is expected, the lift, the challenge. I equate it to Olympic sports like gymnastics and figure skating, where you have to factor in not merely what these athletes, what their actual performance looks like, but what kind of a program are they attempting? What's the level of difficulty? The level of difficulty for these players, these great players like Nikola Jokic, Anthony Edwards, Halliburton now, the level of difficulty being asked of them going against this defense, it's simply not a fair fight when you look at what's being asked of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So that's why I didn't criticize Nikola Jokic, and that's why I was consistent, even though I'm not the biggest Anthony Edwards fan, and I have been highly critical of him throughout his career. I was not overly critical of him in losing and looking bad against this Thunder team. And I said going into this series, I would not be critical of Tyrese Halliburton because, quite frankly, I was assuming he was going to look bad. Gary, there is no excuse for SGA to be losing, really to have lost any of these games. They should be up 3-0 right now. They are substantially the better team. They have been outscored. So, look, when Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets were getting outscored in the fourth quarters, well, yeah, they have no bench whatsoever. They just have to grind and gut out and play more minutes than anybody on the other team against a historically great defense, and they were gassing out in the fourth quarters. So I'm not going to be critical of a team that has to play at an A+ rate and the other team that can play at a C- rate and still beat them. If the team that is forced to play at an A+ rate all game gasses out in the last couple minutes of the fourth quarter, I'm not going to criticize them. But the Thunder being this much better than the Pacers, being this much better than every team in the league, have been outscored in this series through 3 games in the fourth quarter. 100-73. That is in 3 games. They have been nearly outscored by 30 in the fourth quarters, and without that, they're up 3-0. That is singularly on the back of the league MVP that everybody keeps talking about on ESPN about how great Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, how great he is. No, this series is on him. I don't care what the stats look like. I don't care what the box scores look like. I don't care what his end line looks like. He better win this series. This is going to be an absolute epic GAG job for the ages for SGA if they don't win this series. 100-73 in the fourth quarter. That is absolutely appalling for a team that is this damn good. Again, you just play even. And why can't you play even? You're not Nikola Jokic playing 45 minutes or 44 minutes against triple teams and top 10 defenders, 3 top 10 defenders all. It's just so aggravating to me. I find it so utterly annoying that Shai, I like Shai. I went into last year liking him. I went into this year liking him. I went into these playoffs liking him. It's so utterly annoying to me that this guy gets this team and is here now. I don't know how many games have they lost now. They lost 3 to the Nuggets, 2 now to Indiana, and 1. That is 7. They've lost 7 games already. I'm sorry, 6 games. This team at this level, at this rate, with these opponents, these requisite opponents that they faced, should not be losing 6-7 games in the course of a single playoff run. It's just maddening to me. It's disgusting. Looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight, their defense, I don't know, Gary. Indiana's playing really well offensively. They shoot over 50% for tonight's game, which is bananas against this Thunder's defense. They weren't particularly great. The Pacers weren't from the 3-point line, 9 of 27, just 33%. The free throw line, a marginal advantage for the Thunder. They shot 30 to the Pacers 22. But, look, I'm surprised. The Pacers scored 40 points in the second quarter, 40. And then they put 32 on the Thunder in the fourth quarter. Again, outscoring them by 14 tonight in the fourth quarter. But again, par for the course for the series, as it is a 100-73 advantage for the Indiana Pacers in the final period. Just absolutely disgusting work by the Oklahoma City Thunder from top to bottom. And I don't know really what else warrants to be said. I don't know what's going on with Isaiah Hartenstein. And what is wrong with Mark Dagnall? This guy is a moron. He really is. I can't believe that he won Coach of the Year last year. He did this nonsense in game 1 against the Denver Nuggets. He basically alternated Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. He didn't really play them at the same time. At times, he didn't have either on the floor, and Nikola Jokic feasted. He feasted that whole game one. Then, all of a sudden, it dawns on Mark Daigneault that, hey, I have two elite 7-foot guys, offensively and defensively, on any other team would sleepwalk their way to 20-10 averages while playing elite defense. Maybe I should play them both at the same time. And it changed that whole series in my estimation. What are you doing? Why are you not playing both of these guys at the same time? He continues to not play Hartenstein. 18 minutes tonight. I don't know. I'd be playing both of them. I'd go big. I understand he's playing he's doing matchup, cross matches and stuff and trying to match the Pacers. Why? You are a nearly 70-win team, a historically great team. You're playing the 13th rated SRS team in the league that barely won 50. Why are you catering to them? Why are you countering them? Why don't you force the script? Why don't you make them kind of try to match up and adjust to you? I don't understand anything about what I'm seeing in this series other than it's pathetic from literally everybody. Oklahoma City, go away forever. I don't want to hear anything about you for the rest of time if you somehow barf this series away, which again, I still don't think they will. They were in a 3-3 series against the Denver Nuggets, and they won Game 7 by 50 points or whatever it was. It very well could be the same kind of thing that happens in this one. I, though, am still shocked. Even if the Thunder are going to win, I'm fully confident they will, but I am still absolutely shocked, as I was in that Denver Nuggets series, because they should just be sweeping every team. I just don't understand this. I know they're still young, but they had their kind of maturation year last year when they lost in the second round to Dallas. And now they're just so much better. If this was Boston, okay, whatever. Boston is an older, more seasoned veteran team with somewhat requisite talent that has been here, done this. They won a championship last year. If Boston was doing this, I wouldn't be shocked. This is the Pacers. This is the Indiana Pacers, people. I'm just beside myself, Gary. We are now 27 minutes in to the lounge. Again, a very heated lounge, at least on my behalf. I came in here and I was very worked up after game one. I'm very worked up again now after game three. Like I said, any game that ends in the Thunder not winning by 20 or 30, I'm going to be worked up and disgusted because, damn it, they should win every game by 20 or 30. So I am disgusted tonight with them, with their effort, with everyone on their roster. But we are, like I said, about a half an hour in. So we are now 20. We have 20 of these live chat or super chat thingies queued up. So I think we probably have to dig into some of these, Gary. I'm certain there's going to be a lot of Pacer talk going on here. A lot of people walking their Pacers walk and talking their shit on me.
Why are you all talking like the Pacers won the series? They're like, we told you, Scap. We told you, Scap. You were wrong. You haven't won the series. You won 2 games. This is just going to be like a 20.
Yes, Gary, but I will say I am wrong because this should be a sweep. It should.
Did the Celtics not go up on the Warriors 2-1 in the 2022, if I remember correctly? And then it was
yes, and the Nuggets were just up 2-1 on the Thunder this year.
Now the Celtics fans all thought they were about to win, and then they lost 3 straight, if I remember correctly. I want to know, Pacers fans, are you going to be here after Game 4 when OKC wins that handedly? I want to know that. And then we're going to go back to OKC in Game 5, I believe is on Monday night, and OKC is going to win that handedly and go up 3-2. And then you all are going to be deflated and probably not come back in until the start of next year or until the Pacers look good mid-season or something next season. I want to know, I really do want to know where you guys were after Game 2.
Oklahoma, I just want to slide this in. I just checked it now. Oklahoma City opens at -6.5 on Friday night. So there is that. But hey,
I'm Gary off his meds is what there's. So I'm off my meds because I'm asking where were you guys after Game 2? So fit me for a straitjacket. I'm insane because I'm asking where you bandwagon fans were when your team got embarrassed after Game 2, and where will you be Game 4 when they get embarrassed? Scap, I'm not moving a step back. I totally believe everything. I just didn't think it was going to be quite as dominant as you, but I didn't think the Pacers had a chance to win the series, and I still don't think they have a chance to win the series. Please, I I feel like I'm repeating myself after game one. Just please come back with this energy after the series concludes. That's all I'm asking. But you know they won't, as they already showed after game two. I just get really annoyed by front-running bandwagon fans who are not loyal.
I mean, the Thunder, they won games by nearly 13 points per game in an 82-game regular season. That is absolutely nuts. The Pacers won games by 2 points per game in the 82-game regular season. I mean, it is middle of the pack. I mean, and I get in fights with my fantasy football friend. I'm in a pretty high stakes, very competitive fantasy football league, which I take very seriously. And I get in fights with them all the time talking about differential in the NFL and like how, it doesn't really matter. Well, of course it doesn't really matter in the NFL because it's one game, single elimination format. Like weird, crazy things happen in one game elimination formats. In the NBA, net differential is a very, very, very good predictor and indicator of postseason success. It always has been. I just don't understand what's happening right now. This is going to be a cataclysmic choke job for Oklahoma City if they continue down this footing. But again, I don't expect it to happen. I fully anticipate the Thunder still winning this series. But Gary, I was wrong because it should be a sweep. I said 5 at most. It should have been, but again, right. I don't think that has a damn thing to do with the Indiana Pacers. It has everything to do, in my estimation, with the Oklahoma City Thunder. But Gary, we are, like I said, 20 super chats in already, 30 minutes in to the lounge. Let's get started on these. I'm sure I don't see Lester's Banana has checked in yet, but I'm sure Lester will be making an appearance at some point. Welcome in first and foremost to Sully's Tech Hub, who is a regular. Many thanks for being here. Thanks for your continued support and generosity, Sully. Gary, what is the question or comment here tonight?
Pacers just dragged their cashews all over OKC's face. Lester's Banana is salivating. PJ Turner, that other guy, huge plays today.
Yeah, I mean, you just mentioned Lester's Banana. There's no doubt about it. Lester's Banana is probably, I know Lester's Banana is on here, and I know he can't wait to slide in here with some kind of a banana reference of some sort. There's going to be a banana referendum at some point tonight, I would think. Maybe though, Lester he's becoming more conservative, and he's holding on until it becomes more, probable. Maybe if Indiana goes up 3-1. Or, if they're, I don't know, up 3-2 or something, who knows? But I'm thinking Lester's probably peeling the bananas and counting them before this series ends is my anticipation. Next in, Cusmo Jimbo. Welcome in, Cusmo Jimbo, with a fair question. Go ahead and read this question or comment.
Who the hell is Benedict? How do you say that? Mathurin?
Mathurin, 27 points tonight. 9 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, plus 16. The only player that had a higher plus minus on the night was Obi Toppin, another bench player for the Indiana Pacers. He was plus 18 in 28 minutes. So again, I think probably if there is one thing that I have to admit I am shocked by, it is that the Indiana Pacers bench is destroying the Thunder bench to this point. I don't think there's any denying that premise, especially tonight when they get nearly 50 points off the bench. An absolute crazy performance by them. I'm trying to do my quick math skills it's just so poor. 12, 22, 27. That would be 49 points. So yeah, I've been saying almost 50, 49 freaking points off the bench for the Indiana Pacers. That to me is the one big thing. I think we talked about it towards the end of the next series. I didn't see it throughout the regular season. I really didn't start taking notice of it until that next series. The Pacers are really deep. They have a really good assortment. They go like 8, 9 guys deep. They are actually a really well-structured and well-built team. They're nowhere near Oklahoma City Thunder level, though. So to me, again, this is still just a commentary. to me on the Thunder. And I think, look, there's two main guys that it is incumbent upon that they figure it out. Last year's freaking coach of the year in Mark Daigneault and this year's freaking league MVP in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Figure it out. Get it done. Quit this nonsense. Quit fooling around with this. But Cusmo Jimbo, to your point, Mathurin, he was, again, he was massive tonight. And, quite frankly, for the regular season, look, 16 points per game, 5 rebounds on 46% shooting for the season. Pretty good off the bench. Not bad at all. So, again, I think we just need to give this Indiana Pacers team credit for the way they were built and the way that they have just a really solid amount of depth and game changers that have swung this series to some degree, though. Again, in my estimation, the series has swung in the fourth quarter throughout the myriad of Thunder choke jobs during this series. 100-73 in 3 games now are the Oklahoma City Thunder in being outscored in the fourth quarter. The Enforcer is in next. A very generous benefactor, as always. Enforcer, welcome to you, and many thanks to you for your continued generosity. What is the first? I'm sure the Enforcer will be in more than just once tonight, but Gary, what is tonight's question or comment from the Enforcer?
I won't keep saying that OKC is overrated, but I will say Miles Turner for the win on defense. Shout out to defense back in the NBA. Pacers tried to give it away with fouls, but Jalen Williams looked like the bagless one at the line.
Yeah, there was some choking going on from the free throw line down the stretch. Williams missed one. Who else? There was another miss. Maybe I think Cason Wallace missed 1 or 2 as well down the stretch. Again, I don't know why Cason Wallace is in the starting lineup. I'm just going to keep saying, why is Isaiah Hartenstein not in the starting lineup? It's just baffling to me. But look, listen, when you get 26 points from Jalen Williams, 20 points from Chet Holmgren, 12 points from Lou Dort, and the bench, the Thunder bench aren't exactly what we come to expect throughout the regular season, throughout this series, but they still score, again, quick math, 18 points off the bench. I mean, again, I hate to say it, Nikola Jokic would have chewed his pinky finger off to get 18 points off the bench in a number of games against the Thunder that they lost. So really, there is no excuses. Just get it done, SGA. Figure it out. Enforcer, though, to your point, I think defense has been a prominent staple and theme within this postseason to this point. We all know I love to see it. So hopefully that we're trending in this new direction, hopefully for several years to come. Hopefully the league offices will just start swallowing whistles and, letting people be more physical throughout the entire season. If we could get this level of intensity and effort that we've seen at stages of this playoffs defensively throughout the whole season, well, maybe the NBA would officially be back. Next thing, we've got Bob M, not to be confused with Bob Myers, another regular here in the lounge, another regular sponsor. Bob M, welcome into you. And Gary, what does Bob M have either question or comment for us tonight?
LaFraud doxes cops and hangs with Diddy, but can't openly condemn riots in the city he plays in. Kobe/GG Memorial destroyed again. Goodell, show some balls and put the 2027 Super Bowl pull the 2027 Super Bowl from LA. There's precedent.
Yeah, I did not hear about the Kobe GG Memorial. I absolutely hate to hear that. Hate to see it. I don't know what kind of scumbags would deface a Kobe and GG Memorial. Obviously not a real Angelian, of course, because Kobe was such a central and important figure to the city of Los Angeles for his entire life, for his career, I should say, especially his career, and now in death still a very powerful figure for that city. So whatever scumbag losers are defacing the Kobe and GG Memorial, hopefully they get adequately what's coming to them for that. And Bob M, I will not, necessarily, I do not, there's a political flair as always with these riots. I try not to get overly politicized most of the time. But I obviously hate seeing various cities around the U.S., be, for lack of a better term, set on fire. This time, in this specific instant, it is the City of the Angels, one of my favorite places, one of my favorite cities in the world. So hopefully they get things straightened out there sooner than later, and hopefully they repaint that Kobe and Gigi Memorial. Thank you, Bob M., for checking in. I appreciate you. Samson the Current is up next, another regular here to the Scap Lounge. Welcome to you, Samson the Current. And he keeps flip-flopping this. Go ahead and read this one tonight.
It's like I keep saying, Thunder equals Rams.
Yeah, it's like you keep saying, other than when the Pacers lose, then it flip-flops. So, I know where you're at. You feel like the Pacers are going to win this series. Several people out there in the lounge here have thought that the Pacers are going to win. I thought you all were insane. I still don't believe it is going to happen. But, I'm keeping an open mind. At this point, I think I might be rooting for it. I think the Pacers, not that I was rooting against them in the first place. I'm just rooting for compelling storylines, compelling basketball. But they're winning me over. Just like the Denver Nuggets, just like I was in awe of, inspired of, or captivated by the Denver Nuggets finding a way to get this juggernaut into a seventh game. So too am I with the Indiana Pacers. So they're winning me over. So maybe I am becoming a little bit of a Pacers fan here, and maybe I am welcoming whatever banana prop bet that Lester wants to come in here and make. Next in, we've got, oh boy, here we go. Another avatar change from Scap's Extra Strong Cologne. Scap's Extra Strong Cologne, of course, who is a regular in the lounge. Welcome back, and thanks to you. And now a avatar change, Gary. What do we got here? We've got
Scap's Banana Stench. That's it. That's the
Banana Stench
right there.
It's in a cologne bottle, and Tyrese Halliburton is holding the bottle of my face and my new signature line. I've got a number of different lines here via Scap's Extra Strong Cologne's marketing team. But this one is my banana stench. And, I like bananas. I have nothing against them. Like I always say, I eat 2 a day. I put one in the protein shake post-workout, and I usually eat one otherwise. So, you know what? Scap's Extra Strong Cologne, I'll endorse that. And it looks like Tyrese Halliburton is endorsing it too. Tyrese Halliburton, he might be wearing the scent of the banana for game 4 that it is on Friday. Maybe he's feeling like taking a 3-1 lead in that series. Boy, wouldn't that be bananas? See what I did there, guys? Scap's Extra Strong Cologne, thank you. And now welcome in to Jolly Joshams. Yet again, another regular. Welcome back, Jolly.
Well, I didn't get to read his comment.
Oh, you know what? I just
you
flew
were
right.
So distracted by the icon there.
I'm so flustered by my new fragrance of banana. Sorry, Scap's Extra Strong Cologne. My sincerest apologies. I didn't mean to rush you off there. Gary, go ahead and read this latest comment from Scap's Extra Strong Cologne.
In the words of primetime Deion Sanders, do you believe now, Scap? Go Pacers. Also, to the Thunder, tell me how my Scap tastes. First of all, the Pacers have not won anything. I don't know why you guys are acting like they won the series. You have to win 4 games, in which the Pacers are not going to do. I don't understand this. These delusional sports fans. I didn't know the Indiana fan base was this delusional. And you can mark me on that.
Gary, I think there's something more going on here, though. I don't think it's necessarily all Indiana sports fans. I think it's people that don't like the Thunder for whatever reason. I think it's doubters. Maybe just people that think that the Thunder are getting too much credit. Maybe think that SGA might be getting too much credit. I don't know. I think it's more than just Indiana fans. I think it's doubters or disbelievers in the Oklahoma City Thunder. But Scap's Extra Strong Cologne, to your question, though, in a one-word answer, no. I do not believe. I still, like Gary said, I think this series is a long, long way from over. But I will say this. If they go 3-1, I think that they probably will win the series. I think they will find a way to win one in the last 3 games. But I mean, even then, I don't think it's not a definite though, because again, all the Thunder would have to do, in my estimation, is find a way to win one road game, because they would still get game 5 and 7. So basically, if they just win game 5, which I think they would, then if they just go and winning in Indiana, then all of a sudden it's down to just a 7 game. So I still don't even think, even if Indiana wins on Friday and goes 3-1, I still think that the Thunder will win, but I'll be starting to believe a little bit more if it goes 3-1. Now to Jolly Josh. I'm sorry to jump the gun there on Scap's Extra Strong Cologne's comment, but Jolly, welcome back into you. Gary, what does Jolly have for us tonight?
OKC is better on paper, but at this point, I think the Pacers just want it more. Winner mentality.
Yeah, the Pacers are just out everythinging the Oklahoma City Thunder. They just look more poised, more collected. They look better coached. They look like their better player plays better in the clutch than Oklahoma City's better player. Like they're making the winning plays, even though Oklahoma City is substantially better on paper. So look, the best player typically gets all the credit in these instances. I think this is one of the best built teams I've seen in years. I don't think the best player deserves the lion's share of credit like I typically do. Think that those players deserve that. But in this specific instance, I think Oklahoma City, the team, is more of the story than SGA, the individual. But he's been getting all of the credit nonetheless. He got the league MVP, and he's going to get all the blame too if they lose this series. Next in is Rob Thames, again, another regular. Thank you, Rob. Welcome in, and thank you to all of you guys, all of you regulars that keep coming in here and supporting us and sponsoring us. I appreciate you all. Gary, what does Rob have for us?
I think Damian Lillard is the most overrated player in the NBA. He shut the Bucks title window. By the way, Gia would look good in a Magic uniform in 25-26.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks are dreadful. I did a piece on the Bucks the other day on Giannis Antetokounmpo in particular. That the fact that it looks like he might not be on the move after all. I thought it was a foregone conclusion with Damian Lillard, blowing that Achilles out. Damian Lillard's career is over in my estimation. He's 35 or 36 right now. So he's going to miss all next year because it's only been about 6 weeks into that injury. So he'll miss all next year. Then he'll be trying to come back. And you typically aren't right the second year after either. And that second year after will be his age 36 or 37 season. I just don't think he's ever going to come back. And they owe him, I think, $54 million this year, $58 million next year. So, I mean, what are you doing if you're Giannis Antetokounmpo? I guess falling on your sword, going out on your shield, kind of doing the Nikola Jokic thing, just the honorable, classy thing, and just honoring your commitments, honoring the commitment that you made to the franchise that drafted you, and playing out your crappy contract that they don't deserve to have you honor. I guess that's what it's looking increasingly like, that poor Giannis Antetokounmpo is also just going to be squandering the remainder of his prime, just like Nikola Jokic. To me, the two best players there's been since Kobe Bryant. Since Kobe Bryant dropped the microphone in April of 2016, kissed the sky and said, Mamba out. To me, Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo are the best players I've seen since. And neither of them are going to get a fair shake, seemingly ever, for their entire careers. And it's just a crying shame that they're both going to end with one championship, while Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets to squander these games away, seemingly every other game, with this kind of a stacked supporting cast. Seriously, I've been crying and bemoaning Nikola Jokic not having this team. Put Giannis Antetokounmpo on this team too. Just do the swap out SGA for Giannis. Same deal, and let's see what Giannis can do with this. But Rob, yeah, good point. Look, I like the Magic too. They're kind of close to me. I'm about an hour and a half away from Orlando. So if the Magic, I like what they're looking like coming into this upcoming season. If they can get some, acquisition, maybe just a Kevin Durant, but retain Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero, I think the Magic could be a real player in that Eastern Conference, and I would go definitely check out some games. I would hopefully go see some playoff games as well. So let's go Magic. Giuseppe DeRosa, welcome into you. Welcome back to the party, pal. The lounge waters are warm. Gary, what does Giuseppe have for us this evening?
So, about this series not being competitive.
Yeah, I mean I've admitted Gary is sticking more steadfastly to his guns. I'm fully willing to admit, look, I thought this series, in my estimation, the Thunder should have won every one. Maybe lose one close game and then win the other 4 by like 15 to 30 points. That's what I thought. In fact, that's what should be happening in this series. But I don't know how to explain it. I keep seeing these games happen. I keep seeing these fourth quarters happen. Again, 100-73 in the 3 fourth quarters in favor of the Indiana Pacers. I can't explain it. I'm absolutely shocked. I still don't think it's going to mean anything at the end because the Pacers are going to lose. The Thunder are going to win. They're going to hoist their championship trophy. They're going to, look arrogant and this was all a foregone conclusion. They're going to then go into next season again thinking they are the big shit on the block. Meanwhile, this team is just a collection of rats and dogs that don't give any effort. I think they don't give the requisite effort that is required in most of the games. They have to have their back firmly pressed up against the wall for them to come out and play up to their potential. So, Giuseppe, that's really what it is all about to me. The Oklahoma City Thunder are a bunch of rats. That's why this series is competitive. So I guess shout out to them for making this a competitive and viable series and something that we can actually, enjoy somewhat and not see blowouts every single game. Road King Thor, welcome into you. What is the question or comment tonight? And thank you, Road King Thor, for being here.
Free Throjus Alexander on Fraud Watch.
Yeah, SGA, not good tonight. 24 points, whatever. 9 of 20 shooting, okay. 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Like a mediocre game. He did have 6 turnovers. He was a -3. He had 2 other guys in his starting lineup scored 20-plus points tonight and still got 18 points off the bench. It's a game that you win. It's the game that when you're the MVP and your team is this much better than the other team that you find a way to win. So, yeah, I mean, he is absolutely and declaratively on fraud watch. There is no hiding that. If he loses, this series, I don't think it's going to happen. Get his ass on a plane to Serbia and take that trophy with you so it can get on the mantle place of the guy that should have it. That would be Nikola Jokic. Next in is Model Body Fit. Ooh, I like that. I like that name. What's up, Model Body Fit? And welcome into you. Gary, what's the question or comment here?
Sup, Gary? What's up, Scap? It's Dylan. I'll be right back. So Dylan just dropped by to kind of like rub it in our faces that he was right and that we were wrong. But at the same time, that's not the case because the series is not over. These people are really celebrating prematurely.
I think though, Gary, the bigger question here and like the true story or thing that we need to discuss about this comment here is if this is Dylan, what? Just a new handle, Model Body Fit with
He's
a little
account. That's it.
He's all oiled up there on that. Is that you, Dylan? Is that you? Can we get some confirmation? Are you the oiled up, flexing man in the Speedo in this little avatar? Because I'm impressed if that is the case. Obviously, you take your physique quite seriously. Let us know, Dylan. And like Gary said, I'm still holding out. I'm reserving my judgment on this series. Still, ultimately, look, Denver was up 2-1. They were up 1-0. They were up 2-1. They were down 3-2. They tied at 3-3. They lost ultimately 4-3. So I'll believe it when the final game, when the final game with Indiana winning their 4th game goes 0-0 is the only time I will believe that the Indiana Pacers are going to win this series. Next in is Ian F. What's up? Welcome into you, Ian. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Gary, what is the question or comment here?
The LeBron eggplant writers are flooding the comments.
Is that true, Gary? Do we have Dude, we have about 2,000 comments in the chat, in the live chat I see right now.
Well, like I just pointed out earlier, these Pacers fans surely are acting like LeBron fans because they don't show up when the Pacers lose, and then they all flock to the chat when the Pacers win, which I still have not got a response. All they do is say Gary's off his meds, Gary's crazy, because I asked him, where were you when the Pacers lost? So like I said, fit me for a straitjacket. I'm insane because I'm asking a simple question that I haven't seen one Pacer fan answer. Where were you after game 2? And where are you going to be? Oh, Gary is gaslighting us. I'm gaslighting. I'm distorting reality.
Gary, quit gaslighting. Gary, this is Gary Gaslighter now. It's not moderator Gary anymore.
Gary the gas, because I'm simply asking, where were you after game 2? And when OKC wins game 4, where are you going to be game 4? That's all I ask, is for you to be consistent. How am I gaslighting? How am I crazy? It's so simple. This is a sad society we live in when you ask simple fundamental questions and then they just say, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're gaslighting us. Hey, where were you when the Pacers lost? Oh, Gary's gaslighting us. Gary's off his meds. Okay. So, and then some of these people are acting like, oh, why is Gary talking? This is how I talk. This is how I always talk. I'm not over here.
That's true, guys.
Overreacting.
I can confirm this is how Gary always talks. I can confirm.
Right. So I'm not. And as a matter of fact, when I came to this game in the fourth quarter and saw it was close, I was hoping Indiana was going to hang on for the victory because I want the series to go as long as possible because it makes it more interesting. I didn't want an OKC sweep. I didn't want them to win in 5. I was hoping. I didn't think it would go further than 5. But it looks like it may go 6 now. OKC in 6.
Look, I will say I'm wrong. Like I am to this point I am wrong. Even if the Thunder win, I'm wrong. Just like I was wrong about the Thunder in the semifinal round against Denver because they should have, to me, swept Denver. Or maybe I thought Jokic could get 1 game. That series should not have gone 7. And that was, to me, again, that was a commentary primarily on the Thunder. But I will say this, Jokic played a masterful series, I thought, all things considered. Halliburton is not even playing that good of a series. Like, he had a good final 6 minutes in game 1. He was pretty good tonight, I think. I think this was by far his best game of the series. 22 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. So, great game for him tonight. But, 2 really modest to below average games in games 1 and 2. So it's like Jokic was doing heavy historical lifting as he is typically prone to do. This is just more about the Indiana Pacers team as a whole getting it done in my estimation, especially, again, look at tonight, 49 points off of the bench. I don't even know if the Nuggets got 50 points in the whole series off the bench against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But this is, there's just no excuse for the Thunder. I think, yes, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I think what I'm wrong about is I've misjudged the character of the Oklahoma City Thunder, obviously. I gave them too much credit. I went too far in on them. I believed too much in what I've been seeing for the last 30 years in evaluating teams and in watching regular season outcomes and projecting into postseason and trying to evaluate or project, anticipate the success. I think I obviously misread them because, quite frankly, I misjudged, I guess, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and their head coach, Mark Daigneault. Rats. Both of them, rats for the whole lineup, quite frankly. Just rat. Dogs is too. I love dogs. I love all animals, to be honest with you. But dogs gets more, dogs is more of a positive connotation. It denotes like a hard worker, scrappiness. The Thunder, in fact, themselves do this. They gather as like a group in post-game interviews and bark like dogs. They don't deserve dogs. They're rats. Or maybe cockroaches. They deserve like the lowest that I can think of. And I like rats too much too, probably, to bestow that on these Oklahoma City Thunder. Just disgusting, despicable, and pathetic, putrid, minuscule efforts and character being displayed by this Oklahoma City Thunder team. Everybody from top to bottom, and primarily Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at this point. Like, I'm sorry, he needs to be called out for this. The fact that they are getting outscored by 30 points through 3 games in the fourth quarters, this would be a 3-0 lead had you reversed that or had you played it even. I just played them even. That's on you, SGA. That's on the league MVP. Lavaris M is in here, / Loki Strombringer. Wow, that is quite a handle. Welcome into you, Lavaris, Loki, whatever you prefer to go by. Many thanks to you, and welcome in here in the lounge. Again, the water is warm. Welcome in, pal. Gary, what does Lavaris have for us tonight?
Hey, Scap, I love your videos, but can you do me a favor and cut out the barfing, throwing up clips in your videos? Sometimes I eat breakfast to watch your videos at work and lose my appetite.
Lavaris, I apologize for that. Look, if I do a video tonight, it's still up in the air. I'm not sure. We are now an hour in officially into the Scap After Dark live stream. We still have a number of super chats to work our way through here. So I can't make any promises necessarily about whether I'm doing a video tonight or not. If I do, though, based on what went down in this game, I would say to avoid that video while you're eating, because there will likely be some puking video or footage going on because of what the Oklahoma City Thunder did tonight and what they continue to do in this series. Oh boy, next we've got Dylan, aka Model Body Fit, back in with no answer about whether that is him in that little avatar. But Gary, what does Dylan have for us this time?
Pacers can absolutely win 2 to 4 games. Tyrese Halliburton shows up in big games, and OKC doesn't seem hungry enough. Plus, they getting out coached.
I mean, I agree. I agree on all of that in terms of the Thunder don't seem hungry enough. Which, why? How are you not hungry enough? You're 3 wins away from being remembered as one of the greatest historical teams in NBA history. Like, what? How are you not hungry enough? Yes, that is a commentary on their best player. Yes, it is a commentary on their head coach in Dagnall. So, I mean, I agree, Dylan. I agree full-heartedly. The Pacers just do seem to want it more. They seem to be playing harder and doing all of the little things better than the Oklahoma City Thunder to this point. So this is just what the Thunder do. Small character, and they're just going to toy around and, wait till the stakes are higher, and then they're probably going to start blowing out Indiana. I can't have less respect for this Oklahoma City Thunder team or its players at this point. Arizona Anime Fan is in. Welcome back to you, Arizona Anime Fan, and thank you for being here as always. Gary, what's the question or comment this time?
More gross basketball from the Thunder. Watching the Rats beat down the Oilers is far more entertaining right now.
Yeah, in the checking in on the hockey, of course, I talked about it in the last Scap After Dark live stream. The hockey has been very good. It was good, at least, in the first 2 games. Not so much in game 3 when we shifted back to Florida. It was, I believe, a 6-1 final. They absolutely beat down Edmonton. I believe that game 4 now is tomorrow night. I don't have my phone. I'm not quite sure where my phone is. I'm pretty sure game 4 is tomorrow night, of course, in Florida again. So if Florida goes up 3-1, the writing could very well be on the wall in that one. And the Panthers may be winning back-to-back Stanley Cups. Now, again, I mentioned it in the last live stream. Tampa Bay, the Lightning, won back-to-back Stanley Cups a few years ago, and they actually went to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. So a Florida team looking to win 2 different Florida teams looking to each win 2 cups in the last 6 or 7 years, whereas Edmonton is trying to become the first Canadian-based team to win in 3+ decades. So Edmonton really needs to get back in this series, obviously, tomorrow. You guys should certainly check out that series. NHL, I love hockey, the hockey playoffs. It's great, exhilarating stuff to watch. Model Fit back in yet again, aka Dylan. What does this one say, Gary?
My bad, Gary. Was at a bodybuilding event. Really?
Okay, so I think we got the answer. The oiled up gentleman in the Speedo flexing in the avatar there is actually Dylan. So Dylan, kudos to you. You obviously, you have a nice, solid workout regimen and obviously a nice, well-rounded diet. So Dylan looks to be like some kind of an amateur competitive bodybuilder, and that now the model body fit makes sense. It's all coming together. Thank you, Dylan, for still checking in though with us here in the lounge, even though you were at a bodybuilding event. Oh, actually, wait, I'm getting that now. He said he was at a bodybuilding event last game, which is why he could not check in after game 2. But tonight, probably no bodybuilding event. So we'll see if there is a bodybuilding event on Friday night if the Thunder win that game. We've got Liz A 5280 in next. Liz, what is up? Thank you for coming in here and for supporting me in the lounge. Gary, what does Liz have for us?
Scap, we're forever grateful for supporting Jokic, the true damn MVP. Thank you for being our voice.
Liz, that is my absolute pleasure, my honor. As you see, I have the great Kobe Bryant over both shoulders. I might have to get Nikola Jokic in here somewhere on this wall, I think. I am out here for you. I'm out here for Nikola. I'm out here for Kobe. I'm out here for the guys that don't get enough credit. So a lot of people think of me primarily my brand or my shtick as like my name is Skap Attack, my handle or my channel name. So because I am typically attacking the narratives of overrated things or elements. However, I also like to prop up and defend and attack the negative commentaries on underrated guys that I don't think are getting enough credit and respect. Kobe Bryant, for one, the fact that somehow he has now become like not even a consensus top 10 player. It's just outlandish to me. And Nikola Jokic, look, he's got the 3 league MVPs, but still to me, I think this guy isn't getting enough credit. He's not getting enough respect. We all know he should have 5 of these things now. And yet every time they lose in the postseason, surrounded with his disgraceful supporting cast that his disgraceful, inept loser organization has strapped him with, somehow he gets criticized for that too. I don't understand any of it. I'm not here for it. As long as I have a voice, as long as I have a platform, I will be out here defending the great Nikola Jokic, Liz. So please, no need to thank me. My absolute pleasure. Next, welcome in to Will N., another regular here in the lounge. What's up, bro? Gary, what does Will have for us?
I honestly thought the Pacers fans were banging their siblings after game 2.
I don't know about that, Will. I don't know. I don't know what kind of a commentary you're trying to make about Indiana fans. I certainly am not going to go in with you on this one. Nonetheless, I do appreciate your continued and ongoing support of the lounge here. Next in is Mike Ross. Again, another regular. Welcome back to you, Mike. Gary, what does Mike have for us here?
If OKC fumbles this series, would this be a bigger upset than Golden State choking a 3-1 lead?
Oh, for sure. 100%. Unequivocally. I mean, yes, they were up 3-1, but there were other factors at play. Steph Curry was not quite 100%. Draymond Green got suspended. Their other big, who was it? Was it
Andrew Bogut?
Bogut, that's it. Bogut. Bogut got hurt. And
they had LeBron and Kyrie. The Cavs had
Andre Iguodala was also hurt. And yes, they had LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, who in that series were the 2 best players on the floor. Like LeBron and Kyrie both outplayed Steph Curry. That, remember, was the year before the Kevin Durant acquisition. So it was just Steph Curry basically, and he was outplayed by both Kyrie and LeBron throughout the course of that series. We're supposed to have the league MVP on the, of course, we know that the Warriors did too, but I mean, yes, this would be to me a bigger choke. That Cavs team, I talk about it all the time, was a super team. This Indiana Pacers team is, again, the 13th best rated regular season team this season. We've got the Enforcer in, again, checking back in. Of course, the Enforcer led things off tonight with a very generous super chat, or he was one of the top first 3 to weigh in. Enforcer's back, though. What is up this time from the Enforcer, Gary?
Your passion and conviction and your opinions and breakdowns are great, regardless of whether or not people agree with you. Keep this stuff up.
Thank you, Enforcer. I appreciate you very much. Your ongoing support and generosity means a lot to me, as does all of you guys. Whatever. You guys keep coming in. I know I keep saying it. I probably sound like a broken record or whatever. I hope I don't sound too effusive with my praise of you guys, or that it sounds disingenuous in any way when I'm thanking you individually or whatever, because it really does. It is so meaningful to me. Really just that you guys continue to come in here and support me. And that goes beyond just the super chats, obviously. Still nearly 500 people in here. I think we were around 800 at some point, and now we're over 2,000 comments in the live chat. So just another incredible response from you guys in turning out for me. So I really do appreciate it. Next in, we've got the Cutter for Life. Welcome in, Cutter for Life. What's up tonight from the Cutter, Gary?
First, it was Edwards is Jordan. Now it's SGA is Kobe. Can we stop the damn nonsense? Stop comparing these guys to GOATs.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You're right. I mean, the Edwards Jordan, that started last year, and he promptly choked against the Dallas Mavericks. I thought Minnesota was the better team. I thought they should have won that series. Again, I think the Nuggets would have won that series had they had enough from the supporting cast around Jokic to get through the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just like I think the Denver Nuggets would be winning this series against the Indiana Pacers. But yeah, SGA, now it's his turn to get the premature comparisons. And, I don't even necessarily mind the comps necessarily, but the fact that people are posting SGA stats from this year and saying he's better than Kobe or he clears prime Kobe, it's just it's total nonsense. And yeah, I think hopefully people are seeing through it. I think people have seen through it now at this point with Anthony Edwards. Hopefully we've seen enough in SGA stat lines look good for the most part. They still look fine, but this is a team that should not be getting pushed to these distances by these teams that we've seen to this point. I think they should have either swept or won every round in 5 in the West. And then I thought they would have beaten Boston in 6. When it became Indiana, I think they should have swept or beaten them in 5 too. There's no way that they should be down now 2-1 in 2 of their 4 series. It's just pathetic and disgusting. Next in, we've got Vacation Wealth Partners, one of our most well-known, I guess, or I should say most generous donors here in the After Dark Lounge. So welcome into you, Vacation Wealth Partners. I do see that we have back-to-back coming from Vacation Wealth Partners, actually. So Gary, go ahead and kick us off with this first one.
I'm going to say it so that Scap and Gary don't have to. If you're watching this and have not subscribed, you're as silly as LaSissy James. Also, I'm officially rooting for the Pacers. Hard to root for these chokers from OKC.
Yes. First of all, Vacation Wealth Partners, again, many thanks to you for your continued support of me. And yes, I echo, please, if I would have to imagine most people are, if you're here in the lounge at this point, 12:30 a.m. on the East Coast in the US of A, where I'm coming from, we're an hour and 13 minutes in, still 450 of you. I would have to imagine you're all subscribed at this point. If you're not, damn it, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and probably turn those notifications on, because guys, quite frankly, I have no rhyme or reason, no scheme. I just put things, I'm just doing things. I just put things out, sometimes 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 5 p.m., 1 a.m., who knows when I might slide on a live or put a video out. So turn those notifications on as well. And Vacation Wealth Partners, I am with you. I too now am officially rooting for the Pacers, because damn it, the Thunder just don't deserve it. They just don't deserve it. They don't deserve this team. They don't deserve the dominance, really the stark differential in talent that they hold over the rest of the league at this point. I hope they lose too. And I hope this team never wins a championship at this point, with the way they're screwing around with their opponents in these really highly winnable series that they're in. Vacation Wealth Partners, like I said, back to back in again. Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate you. Gary, what does this one say?
I know many have said it already, but it's so true. This seems reminds me more and more of that Spurs Pistons series from '05, which is still best mutual ball I've ever seen played.
Yeah, we've talked about that series a couple times now. I think in the last two streams, quite frankly, in the lounge, we've talked about that series. Really a great series. I think the Spurs, look, they were right in the midst of, one of, I don't want to say a great dynasty, but Tim Duncan individually was dynastic like Kobe. He kind of did it with two different iterations of teams, though. Parker and Ginobili were along for 4 of the 5. But the Pistons were just, that Pistons team was just so damn good defensively that they just found a way. They shocked the Lakers the year before, and then they validated that championship that many people still don't give them, to me, the requisite amount of credit that they deserve in that '04 finals. But then they get back and they take the Spurs to a 7th game, and that was a really, really tight, defensively oriented back and forth. And, we've had good series since then in '05. I think it's been years, though, since we've seen really just good teams like these. To me, these are just two really well built. And I think, again, the Thunder are built better and are much better, but two really well built teams. Like I said, Halliburton hasn't been amazing in 2 of the 3 games. In fact, he's been pretty subpar in 2 of the 3. And yet, here the Pacers are up 2-1. And maybe, look, I think with the punitive nature of the new CBA, the restrictive aspect of being able to stack 3 superstars, hell, really even 2 superstars on a team, this is now the blueprint. Like, you just need, Jokic isn't asking, from what I understand, Jokic, the commentary that he's made, at least publicly, and I don't know what kind of conversations he's having behind the scenes, if any, with upper management, but he's not asking for great players. He's just saying we need more depth. We need actual guys. I can't win playoff games where I get 5 or 8 points off the bench and my opponent has a bench that can score 30. We need more depth. And that is what these two teams have. That's the blueprint. That's what the teams that have been successful in this postseason have had, 1 through 7 or 8 guys, maybe even 9 or 10 that can really contribute. So I think we are just going to see a push away from the super team era to more just well-constructed, well-built teams. Then now the onus is now on the front office, on the general managers, more so than anything else in the NBA. So great point, Vacation Wealth Partners. And now trading one of our top benefactors and sponsors for another one, the very generous enforcer back yet again. What is this most recent question or comment, Gary?
Where does winning these finals put Carlisle all time, considering 2011?
If Rick Carlisle wins this series to go along with 2011, I might need to find a way to get his ass on the Mount Rushmore. He would probably be, at least he'd be in talks, in my estimation. He'd be top like 7 at worst, off the top of my head. Top 7, maybe as high as like 4 or 5. I think a lot of people are going to just automatically slap Phil Jackson and Red Auerbach in some rotation, some order at 1 or 2, because they have so many rings. I think Auerbach has 10 and Jackson has 11. But in terms of actual coaches, like, okay, Red Auerbach had, I don't know, anywhere between 6 to 8 Hall of Famers, and the great Bill Russell, by far the most talent in the NBA at that time, by far. And then Phil Jackson had, to me, the 2 best players of all time in Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So, like, what kind of, again, I talk about it all the time. What is being asked of Shea isn't very difficult. It's not a heavy ask. It's not a big lift. Okay, well, it's not that big of a lift for Red Auerbach or Phil Jackson to do what they did. I think I look more at like a Larry Brown, who won that championship against the Lakers, who took that Spurs team to 7. Or look at if Rick Carlisle wins this series, that would have won this against this substantial of an overwhelming favorite. And then pairing it with that 2011 run, not just the win in the finals against Miami, but the whole run was madness in terms of the opponents that he played and beat in the West. So yeah, I think those two would factor in pretty highly and be, to me, very prominently discussed in my top 5 or 6 all time on the upper echelon of elite coaches. Great question, Enforcer. We've got Stephanie back in. Stephanie, welcome in. I saw Stephanie was on. I check out the comments in the live portion. Before I hit the go live, I often will look at I'll look at the first, like, I don't know, like 20, 30, whatever comments I could see while I'm waiting for my little arbitrary time to hit before I hit the go live. And I saw Stephanie had some hilarious comments going early on that live chat area. So Stephanie, welcome back to the sponsor area. Always glad to see you. Always thankful to have you here. Gary, what does Stephanie have for us tonight?
Your biggest pet peeves from players on the court.
I mean, I just generally hate a lack of effort. And I'm not saying, look, I don't care if players aren't necessarily great defenders, but I like to at least see the effort on that side of the ball. I'd say it's not necessarily a player specific pet peeve, but in the NFL, I hate unforced errors. I hate turnovers. To me, my biggest basketball pet peeve, I hate offensive rebounds. If it's like a team I'm rooting for or whatever. To me, rebounds primarily is about positioning, intelligence, effort. If you're getting just destroyed on the offensive glass, to me, it's indicative of you just don't care. You don't want it hard enough. And my biggest pet peeve of all, I've mentioned it before. I mentioned it in the Cavaliers in that epic Tyrese Halliburton walk-off against the Cavs where he rebounded his own missed free throw and pulled it out and hit the game winner. I hate giving up offensive rebounds off of free throws. So even more, to take it to another level, not just offensive rebounds, but missing the defensive box out assignment on a missed free throw. Absolute excruciating. And you always give up points on that. Like, it's inevitable that's going to lead to like a 3 or something, some crippling shot after you give that up. So those would be my biggest specific basketball pet peeves. If we're talking like player specific, just loafing around on defense, just not trying. Like, if you're not that athletic or whatever, like Luka Doncic, like Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic to me, in the playoff run last year in the Western Conference, was giving good effort. He's not an elite defender because he's just not athletic. Like, he just doesn't have elite defensive abilities. But he was giving good effort. He was doing what he needed to do throughout the West. In the NBA Finals, though, I can't say necessarily that I saw that. I saw a guy that was quitting frequently on the defensive side, and that really is my pet peeve because I love two-way players. I like elite two-way guys. And if you're not an elite defender, at least give the effort on defense. Don't just loaf around. And like LeBron, that's a big pet peeve for me because he is an elite defender. He has the ability, he's the capacity to be an elite defender, and he routinely is not. He's a liability because he's just loafing around and saving his energy to stack his, his meaningless box score stats. He's been doing it for like 10 years, and it's absolutely nauseating to me. Great question, Stephanie. Next in, we've got Steph. Steph, welcome into you, a regular, not just here, as I always give Steph the shout out, but on my videos as well. Doesn't typically see eye to eye with me on many things, but is still here to support me nonetheless. And I appreciate that, Steph. Gary, what does Steph have for us?
It's 2015 all over again. Up 2-1, but OKC in 6.
Yeah, I don't see any way. Again, I started the night saying I don't see any way that the Pacers are going to win this series. I will never believe it. It could be 3-1 and they could be up 20 in game 5 in the second half, and I will still think that the Thunder are going to win, come back and win that game, and then win the next 2 after that. It's going to take. I'm going to need to see all zeros on a clock with the Pacers celebrating after winning their 4th game before I think that it's actually possible that they could win this thing. Xavier DeGod, welcome into you, Xavier. I'm sure there's like 10 other questions/super chats down below here that we'll get to here momentarily. But in this brief interim here, though, thank you for this. super chat. I do appreciate you and your ongoing support here, and just your ongoing interactions and involvements with us. I appreciate all of it, Xavier. Gary, what is the first? I'm certain a couple more from Xavier.
You guys should collaborate or do a stream with The Real Mind Crime. He's a basketball reaction channel. His first video was on LeBron, Born to Choke. And he recently watched The Real Reason Why Michael Jordan is Coming Back. And FYI, that Michael Jordan's Coming Back video is from my new channel. In case any of you in here have not checked that out or checked out my new channel, I'm posting a link in the chat right now. As in the words of the great Skap attack, if you are not subscribed yet, what the hell are you waiting for, people? There is a link to my channel. Hope to see some of you over there. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And this video that I posted has got about 17,000 views right now and a lot of positive feedback. So check out my channel if you guys can.
Yes, guys, go check Gary out. Help him out. He's at 849 subscribers right now, to be precise. So go ahead. He needs to get another 150. So go help him out. Subscribe to him if you aren't. And check that video out. Why MJ is coming back. Yes, The Real Mind Crime. I'm aware of The Real Mind Crime. I think he actually kind of started off doing reaction videos on some of my videos. Actually, I think maybe, I don't know, a pretty good percentage of his first 20 or 30 videos were on videos that I had made. So I have no issues with anybody doing reactions, either positive or negative to me. But the Real Mind Crime typically is doing positive review videos or feedback videos on mine. And actually, The Real Mind Crime did a video on my video about Gilbert Arenas and being a two-faced stooge when it comes to Kobe Bryant. And that video that The Real Mind Crime did about me was kind of picked up by Gilbert Arenas. And I'm sorry, Kwame Brown picked up that one by The Real Mind Crime about me, which led to me reconnecting with Gilbert Arenas, which led to the debate between Gilbert and I. So yes, The Real Mind Crime, I'm aware of his stuff. I would be willing to do some kind of a collaboration with him if he is watching or if he gets word of this. I don't really watch too much on YouTube. I know I say it all the time, but it's true. And I don't really know how to contact people all the time. But if somehow it gets to him and he gets back to me, I would be open to doing something like that. But great point, Xavier, and thank you for that. We've got GGT 999 in next. This is we've already read this one. It's funny watching everyone get. Oh wait, Gary, they're saying you were getting gaslit. That was
right.
So they were not calling you Gaslighter Gary. They were saying that you are in fact being gaslit by everybody else.
Yes, and that's actually true. He says it's funny watching everyone gaslight Gary, LOL. And yes, that is the actual reality. Thank you.
So Gary, GGT 999, Gary is with you. Moderator Gary is with you on that. We've got, here we go. We've got Dylan is confirming. I asked the question earlier because he has this new handle, a different account, Model Body Fit, and this ripped, oiled up, tanned looking individual here, which is, we have confirmation, Dylan, and he is a pro natural bodybuilder. Love to hear it. I'm not quite, because I am old now, Dylan, but I still do work out like 6 to 7 days a week. I have been now for about 20 years. And I've never really taken I've taken no substances really, other than the only thing I don't eat meat even. The only real, thing that I take at all is, like, the only supplement is the word I'm looking for that I take at all is a vegan based protein powder that I put in my post workout shake daily. So I certainly am natural. So I love to hear it. Love to hear when there's a natty bodybuilder here in the lounge. So welcome, Dylan. A more warm welcome than before, knowing that you are a pro and a natural bodybuilder at that. Next in, we've got Michael Ferguson. What is happening, Michael? Thank you so much for your generous donation here to us in the lounge. Gary, what's the question or comment?
Scott, tell us a bit about yourself. How did you get into this line of work? Journalism background? When is the first time you realized that you had something special with sports commentary?
Well, Michael, thanks for the question. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. Yes, I went to school, I went to college, and I did have a broadcast and print journalism background at Penn State University. I had to think about that for a second. Pennsylvania State University, PSU. So that was, a while ago. I always had aspirations to do it when I was younger. Again, I've talked about it before on this channel. There are really three things I've ever wanted to be, that I've ever wanted to do. That would be either a professional athlete in some capacity, a wide receiver in the NFL, a shooting guard in the NBA, an actor, or just a sports talking head that talks shit. So those are basically my only three desires, dreams, aspirations. And even though I've tried begrudgingly throughout the course of my life to be a grown-up and a responsible human being and get and hold real jobs, I was approaching 2 years ago, I was approaching a specific age, which I don't like to talk about because, again, as I keep saying, I am old. And I just thought to myself, well, this is pretty much it. Like, if I don't try to do something now in one of these capacities, it's probably my last shot. So I didn't know anything about the internet or streaming or whatever video production at the time. But I just knew that, this is the digital age. And I know there are people that are making money off of doing these things. So I figured, well, why not? I have a good mouthpiece, so to speak. I talk some good shit. I have some good takes. Let's go ahead and just try my hand at making videos on the internet and see what happens. The rest, I guess, as you can say, is history. It's been now 2 years, just about exactly. And I think I really think I'm only at the beginning. I think I'm at the infancy of my journey on this thing. So I'm planning to do many more things to take this in different directions and try to expand, what I'm doing into different sports, into different platforms. So thank you, Michael. I do appreciate the question, obviously, and your kind support. Keep your eyes out. I'm too old now to be a professional athlete, so there's that. But who knows? Maybe I can still get into acting. Maybe I'm not quite too old to do that, but certainly more sports commentation and shit talking. I'm just a professional shit talker at this point. It's pretty much what I say. So thank you, Michael, again. I really do appreciate you. And now I think the moment that we've all been waiting for, I know several people are probably just here awaiting the response, the reaction, the feedback. I don't know if there's more to come. There is. I can see another one. But first, this is the first one in the sponsor area for the night. Lester's Banana. Welcome back in. And Lester's Banana has the real handle restored because after last game, remember, Lester became, I think it was Lester's Rotten Banana. And his little banana avatar, his naked banana avatar with a little censor strip was just dead after the last game. So Lester's Banana is back in full swing now with a fully alive and naked banana. Gary, what does Lester's Banana have for us with this first comment?
But Lester's Banana was battered and bruised. But Lester was in here nonetheless, which is way more than I can say for about 89% of the other Indiana fans. Okay, so Lester says, well, with the banana emojis, because I think he may be getting you ready. And you know what? The Pacers are 2 wins away from you eating a suggestive style banana. You're about to get me. If the Pacers win this series, you are going to forever become a meme on the internet. That's your punishment for saying OKC won't lose.
Yeah, let's see what else. Let's just jump ahead a couple to Lester's Banana again. Another comment. Go ahead and finish this up from Lester, Gary.
Pacers just gave OKC banana to Az. I mean, belt to Az.
Yeah, you can say that for sure. I don't know if they're falling for the banana in the tailpipe. That's a Beverly Hills Cops 1 reference right there. I think, Gary, I think I said I would come on with the banana disguise from Beverly Hills Cops 1. I'll have to find that as well if the Pacers somehow pull this off. You're right. It is 2 games away now from some, who knows what Lester's going to have for us if they end up winning. But yes, Lester, I know you're riding high tonight. It's good to see your little naked banana man is back and feeling much better than he was after that last game. We've got Xavier DeGod back in with, of course, a rank question. It wouldn't be a live stream if there wasn't some crazy multi-team rank or multiplayer, some like rank question involving like 6 or 7 things. Gary, go ahead and read this one from Xavier.
Rank these NBA franchises from least to greatest. Lakers, Celtics, Warriors, Bulls, and Spurs. Also, who do you think is the greatest franchise in NBA history?
I mean, this is a good question. I personally would say probably Lakers, Celtics, Spurs, Warriors, Bulls would be my order. What do you think about that, Gary? Do you like that? Lakers, Celtics, Spurs, Warriors, Bulls.
Yeah. Lakers and Celtics are definitely top 2. Spurs are right there. The Bulls really have not been a great franchise outside of that 1 decade.
Correct. That's why I have them dead last.
Yeah, they haven't really done anything outside of that decade. And it shows to management, how do you have that decade and not stretch it out a little longer at the end? You could have found a way to get Phil Jackson and Jordan and Rodman and Pippen back. So, and Warriors and Spurs, I guess I'd probably put the Spurs. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. And who do we think is the greatest franchise in the NBA? You could say Celtics or Lakers. I guess Celtics have a few more than the Lakers. So
one more.
Okay. I mean, in my lifetime, I would say the Lakers probably. But
I go with the Lakers. Here's why. I know, yes, the Celtics have technically 1 more championship. Like the vast and overwhelming amount of those came pre-merger, which is 1976. Now, some of the Lakers came pre-merger too. They count their Minneapolis championships too, which was like 4 or 5 pre-merger as well. But when you look at post like 89 or 9, let's even take the 80s in. The Celtics have won like, I think, 4 championships since 1976. So post-merger in whatever, 50 plus years, the Celtics have only won 4, whereas the Lakers have 5 in the 80s, 5 more in the 2000s. Then they won that bubble thing. Like they have 11 championships post-merger. So I think just not a comparison to me. It's just not. And here's the other thing. The Celtics have only been, I think, whatever. They have like 17, 18, something like that. They've only been to like 23 or 24 finals, I think. So they've won the vast majority of all the finals they've appeared in. The Lakers, though, have been into like 30 or so, like 29, 30. So the Lakers really have been to about, on average, they go to the finals like every other year. Now, that's kind of tapered off since Kobe retired and that fraud king, LeBron, has taken over. They've only gotten to 1 in like 7 years under his watch. But on average, before, let's say when Kobe retired in around 2016, if you looked at the Lakers from like their whole infancy from the 60s till 2016, on average, they went to a finals every other year. And they've been much more successful, much more recently. And to me, that it just doesn't account for that one differential, that +1 that the Celtics have. Finally, here's my last case. The Celtics have a myriad of all-time greats, no doubt about it. Most prominently, Bill Russell, of course, and Larry Bird. The Lakers have had like 6 of the top 12 players ever to play on their team at some point, including just ridiculously high all-time grades. Like Will Chamberlain played on that team for some time, won one of his 2 championships. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, now even LeBron, throw him in there. Like just the amount of all-time great players, Shaquille O'Neal, that have played at least a portion of their careers with the Lakers. To me, it's the Lakers, and it's a pretty easy answer. I'll, whatever. If someone says the Celtics, I wouldn't push back too much, but to me, it's easily the Lakers. Of course, next we've got Xavier back in. Xavier to God, welcome back in. What do you got this time?
Scap, do you personally prefer Kobe over Jordan?
Yeah, I do. I have Jordan is my GOAT. He is the best player of all time, the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. I think Kobe got a hell of a lot closer than most people are willing to admit. I think had Kobe gotten one of the 3, and he won 3 straight again. So he lost to the Mavericks the year the Mavericks beat the Heat. Then, he blew his Achilles after that. So I think had he gotten that, or look, had they won 4 out of 5 and beaten Detroit that year, and then Shaq and him stay together and they win 7 or 8 or whatever, and Kobe takes over in the second portion of those, like he's the guy for the 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, I think I would probably have co-goats at that point. I think Kobe got much closer, but I still have Jordan above him in terms of overall, GOAT tiers. Kobe to me is number 2 all time behind only Jordan. But in terms of like, who do I prefer? Yeah, Kobe is my favorite athlete of all time. He's not just my favorite NBA player. He's my favorite athlete. He's one of my favorite human beings that's ever existed. So, yeah, I prefer Kobe. So that rank 1 or that question, Xavier, that was one of your easier ones that you've thrown to me. I appreciate you giving me the softballs every once in a while. We've got Mark in next. Mark, what's up? Welcome back into you. Many thanks to you for being here. Gary, what does Mark have for us?
If SGA chokes, this is worse than Bron 2011. No, because Bron lost because of arrogance. If SGA loses, it's because he gets outplayed. There's a difference.
Yes, but the thing is, though, and I will give this, like, at least SGA is going to easily lead the series in scoring. Like he's going to outscore everybody on either team easily in this series. LeBron was the 5th leading scorer on in that lineup in that series. 5th. He was the 3rd leading scorer on his own team in that series. Wade and Bosh both outscored him on the Miami Heat. Dirk Nowitzki and Jason freaking Terry outscored LeBron. Think that over. Jason Terry played in like 80 fewer minutes in that 6-game series than LeBron did. He came off the bench. A 6'2", 30-something journeyman bench player outscored back-to-back league MVP LeBron James in his like 7th or 8th season at that point, for them to lose a narrow 6-game series loss in which they were in every single game in the 4th quarter. And LeBron had 0 clutch time points in the entire series, 0 in 6 games. I don't know. It's hard for me to say SGA, who's going to average like 35-5 in this series, is going to be a bigger choke than that. But it will be right up there with that. If SGA loses, I don't give a shit what the stats look like. The stats will save him from not, in my opinion, being worse than LeBron maybe in 2011, but it won't save him from being mentioned in the same breath as LeBron in 2011. Next thing, we've got Will N back in again. Will N, welcome back to you. Welcome back to the party in the lounge, my friend. Gary, what does Will N have this time for us?
If the Pacers take this, wouldn't it be Rick's 2nd chip since 2011 with the Mavs?
Yes. Yeah. We just talked about Rick Carlisle. I'm sure I am a little behind still on these. It looks like this was sent about a half an hour ago. So we did talk about Rick Carlisle and where this win would put him in the pantheon of all-time greats from a coaching standpoint. I say no worse than 7th. He'd be in the conversation. I'd have to look through it. He might be damn near 4 or 5 if he gets this one on top of that 2011 one. So yeah, and pretty sure he's been fired since then, at least once. Let me just bear with me here while I look for this. I'm pretty sure he's been fired once, maybe twice. I think he was fired 2 times. He resigned as the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks in June 2021. So maybe that wasn't necessarily going to go down as a firing. I do think, though, that he was fired in Indiana. Look, they didn't want him anymore in Dallas. So call it what you will, a resignation, that both teams parted ways or whatever. I think he was not wanted in like 2 stops throughout his career, which is crazy to me. We've got R. Chesser in next, a regular, and R. Chesser also has 4 consecutive super chats coming up. So R. Chesser, who is a regular.
I'm going to read the first one, and when I get done reading this, scroll to the second one because they're basically the same question.
Okay.
So the first one says, if Indy can win game 4, this could get very interesting. Now I'll go to the next one. If the Pacers win game 4, can they win it all, Scap? I'd have to say they have a chance. If they go up 3-1, they have a chance.
As I just said a couple minutes or whatever, I'm behind, so my apologies. And R. Chesser, thank you so much for peppering us with 4 consecutive super chats. I appreciate you. If I'll repeat it though, if the Pacers go up 3-1, and if they're up 20 in the second half of game 5, I will still at that point think the Thunder were going to win the series. I think they would come back from 20 down in the second half, then win game 6 and 7. Maybe they will try to do that to try to erase the fact that they're just choking uncontrollably in the first part of this series. But I don't think that the Pacers have any shot to win this series until I see, again, all zeros on the clock with Halliburton throwing a ball up in midcourt with the rest of the team mobbing him. I will not think that the Pacers can win this series, but they're proving me wrong to this point. I think it will become more realistic if they go up 3-1, obviously, but it still is going to be a task for them to close out. They'd have to win. Technically, they could close out in game 6 in Indiana, so they better do it then. I think if they go up 3-1 and they fail in game 6, they're getting blown to pieces in game 7. So game 6 will be their game 7. R. Chesser, what's up? Welcome back in again. Gary, what this time from R. Chesser?
I love your lives. So informative and a ton of fun. R. Chesser, you're welcome. I do try to offer the most information that I can. But let's give some credit to Scap as well.
Yes, R. Chesser, I appreciate you. I love the lives. I love being here. I feel very energized when I'm on here. I come in feeling a little tired at times and downtrodden from lack of sleep. But whenever I get on here, it definitely is very exhilarating. I find my energy being with all of you guys. I appreciate all of your guys' continued support and generosity. Just being here in general, I really do appreciate it. So I am just utilizing the energy that you guys provide me. And I'm going to continue doing these in some capacity moving forward, even after the NBA Finals end. So thank you so much for being here. And hopefully you guys will continue to come back even after the season officially ends. And finally, R. Chesser back in yet again for a 3rd time or a 4th consecutive time here. Gary, what does this one say?
Uh-oh. Since Denver is out, who is your cute dog rooting for?
Well, thank you for mentioning little Luna, my best friend in the entire world, my assistant. She is slumbering ever so nicely at my side in her little makeshift bed right by my desk. And look, I think she likes underdogs, because she's a dog. So I think she's probably rooting for the Indiana Pacers. Maybe we could find her an Indiana jersey for one of the next live streams, and she could pop in on that, because as you guys know, she has a Denver jersey that she wore a couple times on these live streams. So maybe, even though she hates to put them on, maybe I could find her a little Indiana jersey possibly. We've got Vacation Wealth Partners in yet again with yet another generous bit of sponsorship for us. Many thanks to you. And Gary, what is this most recent super chat from Vacation Wealth Partners?
I don't know who this mind crime guy is, but how do you reply to the massive public outcry for you to do the Stefan Piscano show this summer? Folks say he's smart, a diehard Kobe fan, and both ruggedly and aggressively handsome.
Stefan Piscano. I don't know who that is, Gary. Do you know who that is?
No idea. So Vacation, I'm not sure when you say there's a massive public outcry. I don't know how massive it is. Neither of us have even heard. That name sounds familiar, though. It sounds like I've seen him in the chat. Is he a subscriber of yours?
Stefan Piscano, proud member, owner of Napa, California. I don't know. I'm going to have to look. I see there's a Stefan Piscano podcast. Founder of the Real Estate Networking Group. Is this the right person? Maybe Vacation Wealth Partners.
Okay, I think he just said that it's him.
Oh, okay.
So Stefan Piscano, it does. So that must be his other YouTube account. Because I've seen that name in the chat, I think.
Okay,
so,
let's see here. I do see the Stefan Piscano. I do see he's got, okay, it looks like he's got like a beard, a hat on in this one picture I'm looking. He kind of looks like if Chris Pratt grew a beard out. It looks like that would possibly be Stefan Piscano. So he does, I can confirm he is ruggedly and aggressively handsome. Stefan, I myself have been, kind of described with such adjectives. So we obviously do have to connect. You have been such a generous, sponsor of mine. I would love to come on and do a show with you, a podcast. You probably have, have you sent me emails before? We might have connected on my email already. Yeah, absolutely. If we have not, I think we have. Maybe I'm totally off base on this, but anyway, I've been so slammed with the NBA season, and really the playoffs have been just like a blur. I do see I'm getting emails from other people as well, and if I'm not readily replying to them, my apologies. I squirrel these all away. I'll be getting back to you guys and answering those when I get some more free time, which will be hopefully coming up pretty soon. And Stefan, I would, of course, yes, I would do that. If you have a pen handy, my public facing email, you can find easily attached to my YouTube channel, but my private one is the one it is almost out of storage, but I'm going to have to just pay more to those criminals at Google or whatever to get more space. It's JAS. So JAS and then 3 numbers 838 at gmail.com. So again, JAS 838 at gmail.com. That's really like my personal email. So go ahead and shoot me some kind of an email there. I'll get you. I don't give my cell phone number out on live streams or in comment threads of videos, but I will give you my cell phone number via email. So if you shoot me an email, I'll send you my number, and then you can text me, call me, whatever. Get in touch with me, Stefan, and we can combine our rugged and aggressive handsomeness on some kind of a show, either podcast, video, whatever, sometime this summer. Again, I would be delighted to. Xavier DeGod, again, is back in. What do we have? What is the question or comment this time from Xavier?
There's a difference between choking and losing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I give credit where credit is due. It's just that sometimes the credit is due, it's negative credit, and it's due to the team that chokes. So look, if let's say Indiana does go up 3-1 and they do lose the series, I'm not going to sit up here and crush Indiana and say they choked, because they did something truly impressive and miraculous in getting it to a game 7. So the if or when Indiana wins this series, I'm just going to have to sit up here and say, like, congratulations to Indiana for taking advantage. But the real story of this series is Oklahoma City and an all-time rat performance by them, choking and drowning like rats in this series and just gagging in epic fashion. That would be my takeaway from this series. That's why, I can't, people are like, oh, Scap, be consistent, say the Nuggets choked. How did the Nuggets choke? Like they lose to better teams every year. They never choke. They won one championship, and other than that, they lost. Either they're missing all their good players in the playoffs, basically, or they're just playing much better teams than them. I will sit up here and be critical of players that choke when they choke. I will be, give praise where praise is due to teams who have great runs. To me, look, Indiana, kudos to them. Congratulations to them for being up 2-1, but it's because the Thunder are just playing like a bunch of rats. Next in, we've got Mikey with a pretty regular, a typical question that I get often on here. Gary, I'll read this one. Mikey is asking me for my top 10. I know. I say it all the time. I have a video on this. It's like 35 minutes though. I have not had the focus, the time, or the tenacity to edit a 35-minute video to this point. I am planning on getting it out sometime soon, hopefully, really soon. And it's more so, it's kind of a cop-out. It's a top 9. And then the 10th is more of like I mentioned 4, 5, 6 players that I think have some kind of a claim on that 10th spot. And I kind of make a little case for each of those players. So I will, though. Gary has mentioned my top 9-ish, on here, and I don't mind talking about it. My top 5 are, again, I like elite two-way players. So, to me, and I might be juggling this order or rotation somewhat because Gary, as well as Nikola Jokic, has played a factor in me rethinking my place of Wilt Chamberlain. Just how dominant Wilt Chamberlain is individually. Right now, for purposes of me giving you this list, hang on. My assistant Luna would like to get out real quick. She probably has to use the little doggy bathroom. For purposes of me just giving you this order right now, I've got Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Duncan, Hakeem. Then I go very tightly next to each other. Bird, but I have Bird above Magic. Bird, Magic. So that brings us to that 6 and 7. Then I've got Wilt in at 8, and Russell is in there somewhere in the mix too. Typically, I have Russell. I had Russell above actually Bird and Magic, but I keep kind of sliding Russell down. I have him above Wilt too, but I might be sliding. It sounds like I'm going to be sliding Wilt above. But those guys I just named are like the decisive lock 9. The 10th one is like a floating 10th. Like there's no like declarative person, I don't think, in that 10th spot. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But great question, and stay tuned. I give a very in-depth reason as to why I have the players where they're at right now in that video. I'm obviously going to have to recut it if I'm going to move Chamberlain a significant amount. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully coming sometime soon. Next in is Jose Vargas. What is up? Welcome in. And Gary, go ahead. I think Jose is a Pacer guy. So let's see what Jose has.
We told you if the refs stay out of it, the Pacers win.
I don't think it has anything to do with the refs. I think it has to do with the Rat Thunder, rather, who are just playing like a bunch of drowning rats, choking in this series. Again, despicable, disgusting performance by them. I think that's my primary takeaway through 3 games, but we will see. We'll see what the remainder of this series holds. I feel like it's going to go a lot like the Denver Nuggets series went, but who knows? Jeff Ray is in. It looks like Jeff Ray just sent us a nice, generous donation with no question or comment on this one. But then he does follow up with a second one right after that. So many thanks to you for your generosity here in sending us those back to back. I appreciate that. And Gary, what is this one from Jeff say?
Are you enjoying your time on Jason Whitlock's show? And can you express your thoughts on it? Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy appearing on there. I've been doing that for about a year now, maybe more, a little bit more than a year. And he, flew me to Nashville to appear live with him in studio for 3 days in the middle of April, right around the play-in tournament. I was there for like a week and got to see the studio, meet the crew. It was a really fun time. I had a great time there. I like Nashville. I've been there a couple times. So it was just a really fun couple days. And yeah, I'm always willing. Sometimes he gets at me at this point of these playoffs and I'm not available because I'm typically still sleeping. I've been up till 5, 6 in the morning sometimes after these games. So and his production staff will typically reach out to me around 7 or 8 a.m. looking for confirmation on my availability. So I've missed a couple appearances, unfortunately, in these playoffs. But if I'm awake, I typically will move anything in my schedule to get to make it happen for Jason. So I am very grateful for him giving me the opportunity. He found me on Twitter. I posted a video on X that he saw, that he liked, that he responded to. We connected immediately that day when he reached out to me. I had, I don't know, around 30,000 subscribers, I think, at the time. So, I'm pushing 80,000 now. So, he definitely, at the beginning at least, did help give me some more exposure and kind of help the ball rolling more for me. So yes, I always do appreciate those people that helped me out when I was smaller than what I am now. So yes, good question, Jeff. And you can continue to see me on Fearless. I'll probably maybe be on sometime tomorrow if they're going to talk about the game. Next in is
Banana in the chat asked if you're on Tinder. He wants to know if you're on Tinder.
Am I on Tinder? Is that like a dating site or whatever? Is that what that is, Gary? I think.
Yeah, it is.
So I've actually never been on any dating site ever. So that's a little Scap Attack personal trivia answer. I have never been on a dating site of any kind in my life. Secondarily, I am married. So no, my wife would not appreciate if I was on Tinder. So the answer is no, on multiple fronts to that one. But thank you for that question. Oh, I've got little Luna is back. Hopefully she made it out to the restroom. Someone hopefully let her out. Next, we've got Vegas 96 in. Welcome to you, Vegas 96. I appreciate it. By the way, another regular. What is the question or comment from Vegas 96 tonight, Gary?
I hate seeing lack of play calling late in game. It's high pick and roll. I missed a triangle. Kobe said it's accidental basketball, describing plays today.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just the way the defenses are being deployed today too. That a lot of it is just reactionary basketball being played. I think, yes, a lot of teams do defer to the pick and roll in late game situations or end of shot clock situations, whatever. I think, look, me growing up when I grew up in the 90s and really coming of age in the early 2000s, I mean, I watched my two favorite players. Like, I watched the two greatest hero ball isolationists. Like, typically hero ball has a negative connotation. I don't look at it that way because I think fondly of hero ball isolationist plays where basically just like the best guy is, you clear out that, like, you wave off the pick. Like, you don't want to bring a second defender over, like, just clear everybody out and just go. And look, if the other team is going to bring two guys, so be it. And then it's up to that guy to decide, am I going to force the action on two, which Kobe typically always would, or am I going to find the open guy or whatever, or, create the advantage for another player, so to speak. I like that. Like, I like end of games, isolation, hero ball. That's what I grew up watching. That's what I really like to see in the end of game situations. But you're right. Today, it really is just high pick and rolls primarily. You know, I'm with you. I kind of miss. And then, yes, of course, Kobe played in the construct of the triangle, but typically not in late game situations or not when they got up against the shot clock. That was just all Kobe wheeling and dealing like some kind of a gunslinger up against the clock. But yeah, good point on that, Vegas 96. And I think that ain't going to change. I think we might be seeing less 3-pointers moving forward, maybe, but I still think pick and roll is still going to be like the primary offensive kind of go-to in this day and age, in my opinion. And finally, last but certainly not least, Xavier DeGod back in yet again. Xavier, what do you have for us this time? Go ahead, Gary.
Apparently, Wilt and LeBron have similar personalities. I doubt that. I highly doubt that, Xavier. What do you mean? We need you to elaborate there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, Wilt was 2 and 4 in the NBA Finals. LeBron is 4 and 6. So one of the reasons I've typically been harsh on Wilt is because, quite frankly, he just did not win enough at a high enough level, in my estimation. He is the only player definitively in my top 10. And I think LeBron, I do mention him. I make a case for him to be in that top 10. And of course he has a viable case to be in the top 10. But those are the only two guys who are under 500 that have a claim in the top 10, in my opinion. And Wilt is firmly in my top 10 at under 500 in the finals. But I've had to think about this because of how historically excellent and dominant Nikola Jokic has been, and the fact that he's going to likely end his career with 1 championship. It's fundamentally made me rethink like my stance on Wilt Chamberlain, who is the most individually dominant, statistically impactful player ever, Wilt Chamberlain. So maybe I need to go back, and I will, before I put out my top 10 list and officially lock Wilt Chamberlain into his place. I will go back and I will examine the context of the finals he played in, the finals he lost, the seasons that he didn't win otherwise, look at his supporting casts and try to make a determination on if I think Wilt Chamberlain had enough help to win more, or if maybe potentially I can excuse away the 2-4 record. I've seen LeBron James in real time. I've evaluated him, his playoff failings and shortcomings in real time. I've watched every playoff game basically he's ever played when they aired. So I don't really need to go back and look at anything. I know already the context of LeBron James, and I understand, what he is and what he could have and should have been. LeBron James underachieved, plain and simple. He's a loser. Yes, he's worth $1 billion. Yes, he's one of the top 15 greatest basketball players ever. But when push comes to shove, in the moments when they really matter, at the times when the stakes are the highest, he's a loser. And that's why, to me, he's never going to be anywhere near the top 5. He's not Mount Rushmore. He's never going to be in any viable or realistic GOAT conversations. And to me, you can make a realistic claim that he's not quite top 10. I think he might just be on the cusp, just outside of the top 10. But again, that's just my take. I'm sticking to it. I'm not going to come in here and talk like, oh, he's not top 50. I know a lot of people that are supporters of mine, right, Gary, or like people that love my work or whatever. They're like, oh, LeBron's not top 100, or he's not even top 50.
Right. It's insane. That's insane.
Not going that far. I will never go that far, because that kind of discredits, I think, my overall stance and like my reasoning behind why I have LeBron where I have him, and like what my take is on him.
And the reason I push back against that, automatically, Wilt and LeBron have similar personalities. Maybe Wilt didn't win, and I don't know if that's what you're comparing, but Wilt acted like a man. He didn't act like a baby. He didn't flop. He didn't whine. And he wasn't, as far as I know, he wasn't arrogant like LeBron.
And that, just to piggyback on Xavier, is back in, and he is following up saying LeBron is the most successful loser of all time. So I think like Wilt to me is not a loser, but like I do need to look and see, is there a case I can make for him above Bill Russell, who has 11 of these things? And several of them at Wilt's expense. Like, that is the real conversation that I need to go back and really dissect the supporting casts and so forth. But still, I'm not calling Wilt a loser. I will call LeBron a loser. And quite frankly, just winding down the lounge now at this point, as we are 2 hours and 10 minutes in at the 1:31 a.m. mark on the East Coast in the US of A, where Gary, moderator, and myself hail from at the moment. If SGA loses this, we're going to be able to call him a loser too. Again, it's all right. That's an all right game. 24 points tonight on 9 of 20 shooting from the field, 4 assists, 6 turnovers. He got 26 points from Jalen Williams on efficient shooting, 9 of 18 from Jalen Williams, and he got 20 and 10 from Chet Holmgren. In addition, he had 18 points off of the bench, albeit nowhere near the 49 points that Indiana got, the big swing of the series. But nonetheless, this is a 4-point game at the end of the third. It's a game that the league MVP has to take. I started this off talking about Nikola Jokic basically as well, and just essentially complaining and feeling really, for lack of a better term, I'm jealous of the supporting cast that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets to have. I think game 5 of the last series, of the semifinal series between the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder, to me, that was the game that decided that series. Had the Denver Nuggets won that game, they, in my estimation, would have won game 6, and they would be in this final series. But the Denver Nuggets didn't win that game. And that was a game in which it was played on the road in Oklahoma City. And Nikola Jokic in that game had 44 points on 17 of 25 shooting from the field, 5 of 7 from the three-point line, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. That's like 75% effective field goal percentage, by the way. He had 44 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, and only 2 turnovers, and he lost that game. His next best player, Jamal Murray, okay, he gave him 28 points, but on 10 of 27. 10 of 27. And in the fourth quarter, while Jokic was 4 of 6, scoring 13 points, Murray was 1 of 6 in that fourth quarter. So that's what Nikola Jokic did in that game, while getting, oh yes, I didn't even finish the best part of it, 10 total points off the bench on 3 of 13 shooting from his bench players. And that's why they lost that game by 7 points and lost the series, in my estimation. That's the supporting cast that the great Nikola Jokic is shackled by. And now in this game, you get 2 20-point per game or 20-point scores, high efficiency from Jalen Williams, all-star, all-NBA caliber player, and 18 points off the bench. There are no excuses for this. The Thunder are the best team overwhelmingly and substantially. If he doesn't win it, it's a massive choke job, a massive failure, and a huge commentary on the pathetic little play of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So we'll have to stay tuned. Game 4 is going to be on Friday night, at 8:30 tip, I believe, in Indiana, where I said preliminarily Las Vegas has installed the Oklahoma City Thunder, again, as a pretty overwhelming favorite, 6.5-point favorites on the road in an NBA Finals game. That's just how damn good this team is. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Mark Daigneault need to dig deep and find a way to answer what's going on in this series at this point. It's just been utterly disgraceful for the Oklahoma City Thunder, in my opinion. So we will have to tune in and see what happens on Friday night. Gary and I will be back on Friday night following the game. It looks like another super chat just came in. This one from Jose is back, Jose Vargas. Welcome back in, Jose. That you are the 50th now. So a nice, tidy, neat 50 super chats from you guys, which is, again, just so utterly grateful. I'm so utterly grateful, I should say, of your generosity and continual support. Guys, I just can't probably find the words to thank you enough. But Gary, go ahead and read this 50th super chat on the night from Jose.
To say OKC doesn't get a favorable whistle is insane. They fouled on Jokic on literally every play. No refs for OKC, no chip. Point blank, period. Watch next game. Refs in full force.
Well, I will agree with you on that one. I think the Nuggets, I think they absolutely would have won that series if if the Thunder were not allowed to play illegal defense on Nikola Jokic. It was, now look, who knows if the Nuggets lost game 7 by like 30 points and they were down at one point by like damn near 50. But the defense that the Thunder were allowed to deploy on Jokic was criminal. It was literally criminal. It was like criminal assault levels. Like every single time down the floor, Jokic was wearing Alex Caruso like a jacket. Alex Caruso was draped all over him, hanging off of his back. They were turning the ball over every time, trying to force feed it to Jokic while his hands were tied up by Caruso. And then if somehow Jokic got the catch, then Caruso just fouled the shit out of him all the way down to the paint when Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren came over to converge on him. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say anything. They absolutely got away with assault against Nikola Jokic. So I agree with that. But look, ultimately, the Thunder still are a much better team than the Denver Nuggets. Like the fact that they needed that to beat them is pathetic in and of its own right. And they're just deploying that same pathetic play now into this series where, yeah, they're not getting favorable. This is an evenly called series, but still, they should be up 3-0 in my estimation. Again, if you guys didn't hear this stat earlier, I'll say it for like the 5th time. The Indiana Pacers have outscored the Oklahoma City Thunder 100-73 throughout the 4th quarters of this series to this point. That is a disgrace, and it's just on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, in my opinion. He needs to find a way to close these games. So officials, no officials, they should still win the NBA championship at this point, as far as I'm concerned. But thank you, Jose, for bringing that up, because I do agree. Nikola Jokic was absolutely fouled and played illegally throughout large portions of that series. And then he was getting a lot of calls against him on the offensive end when he was trying to retaliate to the level of physicality that was being allowed to go unchecked against him. Jeff Ray is back in yet again. Many thanks to you, Jeff, for coming back. And again, Gary, go ahead and read Jeff's. I know that there will be a little political swing on this, but I don't mind. Go ahead and read it.
He's got a couple players for you to consider making cases for your number 10 spot. So we'll get to that too. Your interview with Jason on Butler, Pennsylvania was simply moving and really so unique to see. And lastly, consider Julius Erving and Moses Malone in your top 10. Thanks.
Yes, Jeff. And for those of you, I live in Florida. I've lived here for about almost 8 years now, which is hard to believe. But born and raised in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I lived in Philly for a couple years. I went to State College. I was in the central area of it when I went to Penn State. Pennsylvania through and through. Still will always look at PA as my home. And yes, I grew up about 40. My parents still live in a small suburb outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called Forest Hills. And it's about 40 minutes from Butler, Pennsylvania. I was at the Butler PA rally where at the time, presidential candidate, former President Donald Trump was nearly assassinated. I was very, very close to the stage, actually. So yes, I did talk with Jason Whitlock about that. And I don't mind having people know that I was there. Obviously, I did the interview with Jason and I talked about it then. So I don't mind mentioning that, yes, I was there and it was a surreal moment for sure. And Julius Erving and Moses Malone, two potentially very good entrants into my category of potential top teners. I think they comprise, the two of them made up one of the great teams in my estimation in NBA history, one of the great single season teams ever, the 1983 76ers. I think they're like one of the top 5 to 6 best teams of all time, single season teams. Moses Malone, really underappreciated, I think, 3-time league MVP. Moses Malone. Not a lot of people consider him in that kind of a conversation. I mean, the same number of MVPs as Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, now Nikola Jokic too. A couple less than Jordan and Wilt and Russell, and then only one less than LeBron. But he's right in there, like top 8 or 9 all time in terms of most league MVPs. And then to me, the Dr. Julius, I think if there was a way to incorporate his ABA career, I think he would be top 10. If we include the ABA career in there, I think he probably would be top 10. It's a shame that the ABA, it is hard though to integrate those stats, those awards, those accolades, those media bestowed accolades and stuff. It's hard to count those in because of the differential in the leagues and the differential in the teams and the talent that was in the ABA. But I think, so it's sad that Julius did not play his entire career in the NBA. It's odd because he was in that decade of the 70s. To me, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the NBA was the best player of the 70s. I don't think there's much pushback for that because like he was winning a bunch of MVPs with the Bucks. He won a championship with the Bucks at the beginning of the first year of that decade. He won a championship with the Lakers in the last year of that decade. So I think Kareem is probably the best player of the 70s, but Julius Erving was the most, I think, impactful, the most important, probably like the most generally marketable, and like maybe societally important player. So, I don't know. I think it's just a shame. I wish maybe that is something, Jeff. Great question. And maybe I do need to go and find a way to really contextualize the ABA career and find a way to link that in some way or to put it together somehow. So yeah, that's a great point. I think, and Julius does, I think both of them do have a case to be made in there for at least like top 12 to 13. But that does bring us now. I think that is it. 51 super chats again. Still 330 people in here at nearing 2 a.m. now where I'm at least. So I just can't thank you guys enough for your ongoing and continued support of me and the lounge here and just the brand overall. Please do stay tuned. When we do end the season, I am, like I keep teasing, planning other things and moving in different directions. So hopefully you guys will stay on board and help me get to the next levels. I can't do it without all of you guys. And again, before we do head out, in that same vein, remember moderator Gary and his sports channel, Gary 828. Sports is looking to get to that 1,000 subscriber threshold. So he's at 850 right now. So please do make sure he's just getting into it. I think he has 9 or 10 videos up. So he's really just broken loose here in these last 3 videos. So get out there, subscribe to him, watch some of his stuff, and maybe look for more down the pike from him on that sports channel moving forward.
Yeah, I'll put a link out right now. These last 3 videos have all got a lot of positive feedback. I'll put the link out now. If you like Scap's videos, you'll probably like mine as well.
And we've got, I just went over to that live chat again. We've got like all told, like nearly 4,000 comments on this live chat, which is just nuts that, whatever, 750-ish tonight, still 300. And over nearly 4,000 comments in general in here. So just your continued support and interaction with us here is definitely very, very much appreciated, guys. I really can't say enough to thank you guys. So, hopefully you just keep tuning in, and we will see you sometime on Friday night to unpack the whatever happens in that game 4 in Indiana. It will either be a 3-1 series advantage for the Pacers, or it will be an evened up series best of 3 with two coming in Oklahoma City over the last 3. We'll know which one sometime around 11 or 11:30 in 2 days' time. And Gary and I will be here to unpack it all. So in the meantime, guys, again, please make sure that you are subscribed to both me and moderator Gary. And again, click those notifications to stay up to date with more from me. But until next time, guys, have a great night and a great future.